Yo, hello. Is it too late to submit work? No, we're just getting started. Hello. So if you want to submit work, you go to Discord there. There's a Discord link. Let me know if the link doesn't work. We've had some issues recently. If you look at the announcements channel, it'll give you a link. The announcements channel should be at the very top. Anyways, hello. Hello. Good evening. Yeah, how you guys doing? Oh no, the bot double pinged us. Okay, so the bot's a bit delayed in when it posts live. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I wonder if that's okay or not. Yeah, so the bot posting. You were not expecting me to post? I mean, I went live and waited 2 minutes and then was like, okay, I'm going to post. What's going on, Vince? What's up, man? No, I assumed it would pick up on me being live after maybe about 30 seconds and then make a post. Oh, single, you don't have anything this whole year? It's all good. It's all good. We don't have to always have things, you know. Anyways, how are you guys doing? We already got some posts in here. I can start here in a minute. Oh, interesting. Curious. I mean, if we know what the delay is going to be, I'll just wait for it, you know. But yeah, I think I waited a couple minutes and then it was just like, okay, I'll just post because I don't know if it was going to work or not. You did watch the UE5 tutorial? It's awesome. Dude, that's great. Please like let me know, like DM me or something in Discord if there's anything that you're hoping to get added in there or things that are missing. But hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. But yeah, I think it's cool that it posts for me, Curious. I just didn't know if it was going to happen or not. Cool. You want to start a new scene? Dude, I feel you. No, I'm working on a course thing in the background, and then at the same time, I've decided to work a little bit of it on the streams, you know, working on shaders and whatnot, and working on the mesh that will display best for that course. But I do need to go back to the temple because we're so close. We're so close to done. But okay, maybe we should get started, huh? Let me change the music for myself. You guys are welcome to your own music. Arclight, what's up? Let's see here. Okay. I'm just opening up your guys' stuff here. Maybe it's like, maybe I can drag it down here. I'm just kind of organizing some things. What the YouTube posts are going to do? So I think YouTube posts, you can do a post on YouTube that's like a message or a slide. It's not a video, right? It's just a post. Just like if you were on like Instagram, for example. Oh man, Angelina, dude, the post you just dropped. Sick. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys are really posting. All right, I better get moving here. Let's do this. Make sure I grab the right ones here. Maybe I can pop open Pure Ref or something. Maybe that'll make it easier. Dude, why do I have so many windows? What is happening? Seabot, how you doing? Yo. Okay, let's see if this works. I feel a bit disorganized right now for some reason. Okay. So, I'm just gonna bring over this Pure Ref. It's one that I'm using for my stuff, but we'll just drag that down there, and we'll get these in here. Man, this is looking so good. Okay. You guys can see this, okay? Oh, no, you can't. What the heck is going on? There you go. Can you see that? Oh, now. Nice. Thanks, artist. Dude, Martin, thanks for the resub. Okay. Yeah, this is looking freaking fire. This is so good. It's got so much texture. This looks really good. So, let's see if we can help somewhere. I'm blushing. Okay. So if let's just like take in this whole frame here, and just kind of look at stuff. Let me see the color as well. Okay. Yeah. Your in the albedo, your ivy might be a little dark. There's definitely some areas that are really dark. These ones here, I'd maybe brighten those up a bit. This is really nice progress, though. It's been a little bit since we had a chance to look at this. Yeah, man, this is sick. So there's some really nice complexity that's going on in the roughness for the leaves here. Maybe the brightest points need to be brought down so it's more unified. But the kind of general roughness noise that you're seeing in there, it would be nice to get a little bit more in here. But you can see how more general or like mid-range the roughness on the leaves here. You want to do something similar with these ones. There's just some intermixing of stuff that's happening here that maybe like in a very subtle way detracts from the final image. But yeah, something to keep in mind. So you can see these are popping out quite a bit right now. If you look at the albedo, they're maybe a little light, right? But it's when you're in this view, see how dark they are. That's what's getting them to pop from the wall so much. I don't know if you want those to stick out that much or not. How do you get colors for your textures? Use Color Muse for values. Color Muse? I've not heard of that. Oh, it's like a color matching tool. Interesting. I will look into that. Is it multiple types of vines? It looks like it. I mean, the lighter things look like they were these flowers, right? So if we go over here, oh yeah, you can see the flowers are maybe a little too saturated as well, and you can see the value difference between these leaves and these ones here. The ones climbing the building probably need to be a little closer to this in value. But yeah, it looks like the flowers are the lighter aspect of this collection there. Flowers are supposed to be saturated. So they look outside of the PBR range, I think is what I'm trying to say, Arclight. But overall, I like that they're popping out. So maybe stylistically, you would oversaturate them in order to get them to pop. So it's something to check on and see how it would feel. Man, this wall feels really good. It's really nice. Sorry, I'm zooming in and out because I'm just trying to like take in what I'm seeing here. Let's see here. So this area back here is pretty in shadow, and I think it's okay, but you can see how like in the unlit view, you can, or in not the unlit view, the detail lighting only view, you're really seeing it even though it's in shadow, and that has a lot to do with the value of your albedo. It could be as well that like, I mean, maybe it's okay. I would argue that when you look at your albedo only, seeing the value of this building, the value of this building, I would maybe try and bring those a little bit closer together. Even like this lower wall piece, like it can be a different color from it, but it might be a little too dark. Because basically the darker this is, the less it will bounce in your GI as well. So it's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, we look around here. Your puddles might be. Let's see what the end result is. Nah, your puddles are fine. I think it's all right. I really love what you're doing with the terrain here. Oh, dude, look at the little pots and stuff. These little details there. My God. Man, that's cool. There's a edge here. I would maybe like, what is it? Control D. I'd probably add like little rocks and stuff. Just some small little, kind of like what's happening here. These little things. Just getting some smaller ones in here. I think it could really do a lot for just like the overall feeling. Also, it'll help you get rid of this line that's happening where the stairs end. I see you have a few little rocks on there. That's freaking great. You're adding the details that kind of melt everything together, which is exactly what you want to be doing. I was going to say that this area felt a little dark. Like these highlights here, maybe it could be just a little bit brighter. But it might be okay. Because when you're looking at just the image itself, it's quite balanced. Some great detail going off into the distance here as well. Really, really nice. And I like the little speckling of grass that you have as it transitions away from the field itself. Don't hesitate to put some grass in these areas, right? Just kind of trying to bridge that connection between the elements that are near each other. Anik, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I think you're mentioning post effect actually in chat, and you might be able to bring up the value of this in post. This is a very impressive piece, though. This looks very good. We're just trying to turn it up just a little bit more, but you're basically there. I think some stuff that I would maybe look at is like maybe the last thing I'll mention is the lines that are in the road right now. They just kind of do this direction. If you could get that on a spline and maybe like add a few that give you some directionality, maybe some parking look, just to give us an idea of like how the space is being used. It doesn't need to be as detailed as I'm doing it there, but something like that. What's going on here? There we go. What would you like to see in a breakdown? So I would be curious to see like all of the assets that were utilized. Just looking around here. I maybe would take these bands and make them a little darker in the roughness. just so that you get some play over here. Do you know what I mean? Just a little bit of differences in material through roughness. But yeah, seeing all the stuff that you have built, all the the props kind of set up, I'd be curious to see like how the building is put together. Maybe a bit of the textures. Um, it's always fun to see some technical video where like you're just like sculpting the ground. You know, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna sculpt here, and then I'm gonna place some rocks here, and then place these. Just like doing a little bit of propping could be a cool video. If there's anything in here that you're especially proud of, showing like how it's put together, how the textures are, maybe like I don't know if a wireframe is useful. All these I'm just noticing in this view, all these rocks feel like they're resting right on the surface of the terrain. You might want to push a lot of them down into the ground a little bit just so that they're grounded a bit more. Like this one is floating, it looks like. But it could just be the way the shadows are rendering. Man, really, really nice stuff. Yeah, that's freaking wild. Let me see. Yeah, so you can see the grass over here. Getting that grass to kind of bleed into the cracks a little bit here and just spread a little bit more could be nice. Maybe bringing in a little of the greenery here into like some of the little bits here, right? You're just trying to like melt stuff together. But yeah, very very nice. Feel free to post some critiques with like when you're prepping your breakdown because maybe we can get some reactions to the to how that works. Nanite displacement. Yeah, I mean when you do displacement, you definitely need to like double check everything that could be floating as a result. Yeah, it looks really nice. Really really impressive. Like holy. That's like the work on your portfolio is already really good. So this is just showing like your environmental understanding. Also, I'd say the distance stuff out here is quite nice. I think it's going back far enough. You see some dithering effect here. I would love if I could get this in like a video and just seeing the birds go by. What are these? Oh, little birdies. Little birdies. I was like, what are those? They kind of lose their shape a little bit. Yeah, I bet you're ready to wrap this up. I feel you. We can only stare at something for so long sometimes, you know. Really nice though. Nice job. Little birdies. Okay, let's check out the next one. The next one's actually from Justin. Oh, actually, before I do that, um, I forgot to read your message, Angelina. But it looks like we covered everything. Okay, let's take a look at Justin's piece here. Okay, and we just scroll down here. So Justin saying recently completed a group challenge. It took 5 weeks. Wanted to get some feedback in terms of presentation and breakdown, um, as well as thoughts on the project. What do you think in terms of composition, lighting, detail? Okay, composition, composition, lighting, and detail. Group projects are always fun. Oh, nice. Beyond community, great community. Let's see here. I'm gonna kind of take it in here for a second. Oh, I love this. I always love seeing these types of breakdowns where you see the pieces. Okay, yeah. The wireframes can be a bit hard. Like, I know you're trying to show everything all at once. It might be worth just showing this up close instead of like the all the pieces, you know. Hmm. I think with video presentations like this, you'll want to show something like a lot of people understand vertex painting now. So it might be worth like trying to show more like what's happening in the background. Also, it's usually a good idea to hide your in these videos to hide your start bar. Um, oh, nice. Yeah, see, this is good. You're showing like all these exposed parameters and like how you're controlling them. I would maybe in the future try to organize these a bit more. That way, it's a little easier to understand or read through. It looks like it's alphabetical, or maybe you're changing the sort order, but they're all in like one group. That's interesting. Oh, these are cool. Yeah, yeah. Nice. That's a nice set of debris. You can do a lot with this. Refining my ability to blend unique sculpted textures with that modular trim more seamless. Interesting. So all of this like core area is sculpted and then baked down, but then all of these are trim sheet. That's cool. That's a nice, it's a cool approach. This is nice too. Oh yeah, you guys have your template for the challenge. Really cool. So speaking on composition, lighting, details. So the details are pretty good. The There's a lot of information to take in, so it becomes quite busy. Compositionally is pretty strong, I think. Like it's nice that you pulled the pillar away further and further to really expose the statue. But you see here, like this becomes very busy. It feels like maybe the foliage that you had in the core here, we bring that in to kind of like help frame it up a bit more. And then when it comes to the lighting, I think the lighting is good in the sense that like it's backlighting the statue. You can see the rays quite nicely. And they frame like an area where the character would be standing. I think if there was one thing you could add is like getting a character on those steps. But yeah, and you did a nice job of separating out the background from the character. Of course, a group project, right? There's like a bunch of people in here. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this looks fun. It turned out really nice. There is some pretty high saturation of the lighting. Maybe that's something that you could look at as like figuring out what the physically based light values and Kelvin for these like for like fire sources. That'll give you a much more like grounded uh space. Can you vent in here? I don't think so. I I would say no, just because it doesn't really. Are you okay? Feel free to message me in Discord. Oh, Shokri with a physically based .info link in chat. Some good stuff right there. But this is cool. Really nice. Okay. We should jump to the next one. So the next one's actually before I switch, did I answer your questions, Justin? Did we cover some stuff that you were looking for? Share with your team so they can learn from it. Nice. Yeah, go for it, man. If you need to formalize like a group collection of questions, you can send them to me. No stress. Okay. So the next one's Nature. You know, Nature, you have alpha in your images. I don't know if it'll. Oh, it does hold it here. Wow, crazy. Okay. Let's get these in here. Dude, wild. Okay. Okay. That is clean. So been working on this. Been working on your feedback since the last streaming. Critique slowly but steady. I think it's close to the end, and I still need to add some more details. But this is how it looks right now after your feedback. Does it make sense now? Big hugs for you. If you need an old school picture for reference. Oh, dude, you link in the old school pics too? Hell yeah. Okay, last time we looked at it, it looked like this. So huge, huge improvement. Yeah, let me. Yeah, design wise, a lot of the weight is grounded now. It looks way better. It's a much more unified like weight between the bevels and the details. This back part feels a little strange to me. This cut in. I think it's mainly because you don't see that design anywhere else on the model. If these were following a similar language, but maybe like more full, then you have like a consistency of design that could probably help. This also feels a little simple. Like this is very squared off, and the edge weighting on this is very different from the rest of the weapon. Like this edge is really sharp. Maybe softening that with like a tight bevel, and it's kind of the same with like it's getting your chamfers unified. And I mean, generally, I think you've been doing a pretty good job of that. Just getting everything to look more consistent. You work on the front part right now. Nice. Okay. Yeah. See, these could be pretty soft as well. Maybe like if you were to instead of that line, it would be maybe like this wide. You know, you make it a little bit wider so you get this nice soft look to it. It'll read a little bit more like plastic and a little less like 3D generated. This amount of detail, I don't know if you would even have this here. I feel like this would just go straight and this would just connect into it instead of dipping in like that. There's a little bit of pinching going on here and here, a little bit here and here, and maybe there. You can see this shape language here and the shape language down here are quite similar, or you'd expect them to be similar. And I feel like this needs to come out further and match a lot of the weighting you're seeing here, and it'll just look more consistent. But huge improvement by comparison. Let me see if you had any other questions. Do you have anything else, Najer, in chat? I was just reading your message to see if there was anything I missed. Cool. Okay. Nice. Let's wipe that out. Let's do this. Just scale this up. I mean, I guess I can just full screen this, can't I? It's so much better, this tool. You can do a lot of like quick feedback on top of it. It's very nice. Oh, buddy, what's going on here? Hang on, hang on. Okay. I'm just realizing I'm like right there in the center. I'll just put myself over here. Don't mind me. Um, hmm. Hmm. Yeah, this is PureRef. It's updated PureRef. So, would love to hear your thoughts on this new scene I'm working on, especially in terms of composition lighting. Okay. I think that is that a window? I can't tell. It's a little dark. I can see the like how you're trying to frame stuff and like you get this like enclosed. Mark, what's up, man? It's like nice like foreground and background and framing it. This feels like it's using a lot of space. Like you would bring this in. What is the button for that? If you wanted to image, arrange, selection. There's a cropping thing, isn't there? Oh, it's gonna bug me now. Here we go. Cropping. Control C. No, C. Yeah, that did it. Okay. And then I'm like trying to remember how to do this. Reset. Control Shift C. Right, there we go. Okay. So it kind of feels like you would do something like this. Oh, thank you, Shokri. Oh, can you double click the? No, double clicking frames up to it. But I think if you hold down C and then do that and then Control Shift C. Okay. No worries, man. No worries. But yeah, you can see what I'm talking about. Like you don't really need much of that info, but maybe lighting wise, you're gonna try and get some like cooler values so that you can what is going no. There we go. So you'd have like cooler values so you can highlight some edges, right? So you can see a little bit of the detail. If this is a window, maybe you're seeing the lighting inside the room, like a kitchen counter that has just like one light on. But you wanna see some of this information just because it's gonna lead to a better understanding of what's in the shadow. There's some cool ideas happening here. I can see it's getting really busy already, right? I agree that the sign would be lit up arc light, but I think the moment you light that up, the composition is screwed. Like you're gonna look at this, and you want us to be looking here, right? I assume, or like into this area. Let's do this here. So this is the uncropped version. I would say that this is very very centered, like right. So maybe you can pan more to the left. Maybe get this building to be maybe more here, and then that would actually take all of this and push it over this way a little bit. So compositionally, it could help just overall. I like that you can see this little back alley. There's some interesting elements here, but yeah, there's a lot going on, and I think it's just gonna get more and more busy. So it's definitely going to be about balancing it. The other thing I would maybe say is the scale feels a little strange. Like you have a person here, right? Let's just like he's just he's just sitting, he's chilling here. He should look, you should get that like a character in a bunch of different poses. Get one sitting here just to see how the size of them. You got this guy here. When you think about the inside of the space, like how high the ceiling is on the inside, and then pretend there's some stairs inside, right? Maybe like outside of the view that goes upstairs. How big is the room up here? Because like scale wise, the building feels really compacted, and so just trying to figure out like how you will manage that, because the scaling thing is the part of the main. I wouldn't say problem. It's the main thing sticking out that's making everything feel off. Overall, I'm really liking it. And I'm happy to see that you're applying material colors wherever possible. Add a faded picture of Dynasty's face in the window. Sure, if you want. um, but yeah, just some scale stuff to think about. It's very stylized right now, or characterized in its scale. That is a hovering car. Is this like a? Is this a lane to drive in? But it's all like you cross here. Interesting. I would say like make sure all the references that you're gathering, because I feel like this is a bit more invented than like a real place, right? But I'm sure there's inspiration that you're going off of. I would definitely lean into the things that are familiar, and then like 20% like unfamiliar, which I guess is maybe what's happening with the car here. When it comes to the lighting, it's primarily focused here. You're gonna want to use like your moon lighting to highlight these elements, like I was saying. But otherwise, I mean, it's looking pretty cool. Just check your scale on stuff. This is like a really tiny building. These are interesting. These are gonna be plants, little cactuses. It's cool. Okay. Well, let me know if you have other questions, Martin, just in case there's something that you're curious about or something that didn't make sense. And yeah, Arc Light, you're going wild in chat tonight, man. That was really helpful. All right, cool. Good, good, good. All right, next up we got Alex G. This is looking pretty cool already. So this is the concept you're going off of. Nice. Let me see what we're looking at here. You probably need to like you did a pretty good job of blocking out everything. Um, and now you've got some foliage coming in. You can see you're still working on your composition and like getting it to match up. I wonder if I can like I mean if I didn't do that, it's definitely closer to the scale. So it feels like maybe you need to pull the camera back a bit more, or maybe you're trying to keep it tight like that. Um, cool. So compositionally and blockout wise, I think you've hit all the points that you needed to. There's a few things that are happening here that could maybe be expressed, but think about everything as kits, right? And then you've got like hero stuff, and then you've got kits. So you need a kit of like trees, right? So if we, let's see if I can do this. So you've got trees. Okay. You can probably find this tree and like this one here. You probably need like maybe 3 trees, maybe 4. And then you can reuse them like crazy, right? Then you've got some like larger rock formations. Let's change the color here. You got some larger rock formations in the back. And I guess you could probably include this formation here into it. So the ones in the back, they're so far back there, and the fog is really like pushing them back that you might be able to reuse this one and like these ones, and just scale them up really big and just put them very very far back in the distance. And then you have this like kind of hero-y props here. So if we let's do this. So you've got this guy here, right? And then you've got like these little elements. There's another one here. And honestly, that's kind of largely it when it comes to these more hero like assets, which is good. You don't want too many crazy things in there. And then you have like these rocks here, right? You can probably build like a set of like 6 rocks. Think about like 2-3 large ones, 2 small ones, and 2 like really small ones. And what is that? That's 3. So maybe 7 or 8 rocks. All of the ones that are in the water down here, these are all part of this kit, this thing here, right? So you've got all these like elements in the back. So you're thinking about those in kits, and then there's a whole other kit just for, oh man, there's a whole other kit just for this stuff here. Oh, nice. Okay. Maybe you can build this one and make the back look like this, and then you can just reuse this turned around and put it here. But yeah, it's all about trying to break it down. So the breakdown that I did actually ended up with, man, I keep moving this. Ended up with 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5. So we got 5, and then you've got, I think I said 4 trees. Okay, and then let's do this. 4 trees, and then rocks. I said like 7 or 8. Let's do 8 rocks. You got your terrain. You got some like smaller little foliage bits that you probably would need to either get off a marketplace or make yourself. And then you've got your this kit here, which is probably like, I don't know, another like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say 8 tech, and then you've got your vehicle, 1 VH for vehicle. So you like break it down to that. Try and build the scene with just those, and that should be more than enough. Of course, you have your terrain in the water, and there's elements you're going to be like, oh, I'm missing that. But everything I feel like you're kind of representing here in your block out. Maybe you could scale this hero prop down a bit, just so that kind of matches a little bit closer. But yeah, maybe get that fog dialed in so you can really like compositionally just push those details back. But try and do a lot of reuse. Really cool scene. It's one of those weird lighting scenarios that you see in concepts where it's like nighttime, but like somehow daytime on the target. But yeah, been working on this environment blockout. Let it a syn camera. That depth of field effect. Wanted to hear your opinion on the overall blockout. It's not one-to-one replica of it, but I want to get as close as I can. Maybe a cave with an opening. Interesting, right? I mean, you could put the opening here, and then take this shape and like place another one here, and then it's like the entrance to a, you know, to this tomb or whatever this is, and there's water just like flowing into it. But overall, I mean, it's pretty cool. I would just go for it. Keep pushing on the elements, and I would really focus on getting these shapes to work in a blockout phase, and just get them into the scene and really just kind of work with it to get the scene up to the detail you're expecting. Like block out with the actual assets that will be updated. What's up, Exile? Yeah, it's really cool though. It's a cool scene. It's a cool idea. Let's go to the next one. This one's Axel. Let me just pull this one over. Oh, nice. And you can't see it, ha. There we go. So what did Axel say? Why is everything disappearing? Would love to have a review of my latest material. Thanks. It looks pretty cool. I guess so sci-fi floor materials, substance designer, Unreal Tournament fan art. So there is an Unreal Tournament that you can download and edit the maps, right? So I would totally try and integrate your material into an Unreal Tournament map. How much time should someone prepare for blocking out environments? Unreal Tournament 4. Yeah, like the most recent one. You can download that one. I think you can edit the maps as well, can't you? You should block out an environment to the extent that is needed for you to be confident that you can build the scene. And what I usually do is block it out with the assets that are the blockouts of those assets. So that way I have a proper representation of like what I'm trying to build. Yeah, this doesn't look very friendly to walk on. I could see this maybe being more of a ceiling or a wall. I mean, it looks cool. I would say that you could see like in these details here, you're tapering the shape more. I would be doing that with a lot of shapes. You don't want shapes to be too 90-degree angled. Totally sci-fi ceiling drop or a drop ceiling. There's the original texture at the end. Oh, so you're pulling it from somewhere. Oh, interesting. Dude, you got to make this. Make this material. There's like little holes in here. There's like this thing spinning. This is like a trim sheet for days. This is probably the same trim sheet. Build all of this. It's like a hologram emitter. Yeah, there's little opening. It's interesting. Do you see there's little openings here? And then this thing like spins around. It's like a camera / hologram setup. Man, that's old school. Old school. Oh my God, spaghetti. They have it's like fuel rod storage. Yeah, so like maybe these actually go up. These actually come out. Maybe. Maybe. But so for this, I'd look at redirect nodes just so you don't have to like pull everything cross network like crazy. You get some amazing random pieces rising up. Yeah, dude, if you had some of these like moving up or like further down, oh, that'd be cool. Get a layer of water on the top and get that all bubbly and stuff. So you definitely took the material further, but I'm wondering what the material actually was supposed to be. Because I feel like what you've made it and what it was in the scene are two different things. But I mean, this looks cool. Definitely soften those edges, just so it looks less like a 3D geometry. Maybe get these gradients to feel a little bit more natural or softer. I mean, it's very similar here, so I can understand that you're probably just trying to match the reference, right? So it's your roughness here. So in this map, I would put like a caption under here just saying what the maps are, because sometimes people are authoring their maps very similarly, and you want to make sure that you understand which one they're trying to say is the roughness, right? So it's clear. But cool. It's got a nice texture to it. I don't know what this material is, so definitely be looking at your material references of like real world materials and just trying to get that reflective, like this highlight, this like specular lobe that's here, getting that to read like the specular lobe you would expect on this type of material, whatever that material is. This map on the right looks like the height map, my guess. I don't think there's an AO in here. It's a little bit of AO in the albedo, which I think is fine. You just want to be careful with how far you take that. But cool. Yeah, redirect nodes, man. They'll save your life. It will save your life. All right, Isaac Ryan, you're up next. Let's see here. You're discovered at the end. I mean, story of my life, man. That's okay though. Better late than never. There's no real such thing as late, if we're being honest. Look at this. Dude, this presentation though. Boy, oh boy. Okay. So these materials look very good. I think where things are breaking down a little bit right off the bat is geometry. And it's mainly just not having enough. So it's a very easy fix. You should add enough loops so that we can't count the edges, and then that's enough. That's like the magic number. There's no like it should be about this many polys. It should be enough to sell what you're doing. If you know what I mean. Cbot, no problem, man. Thanks for sharing your stuff. Yeah, and I mean, you can see it in a number of places, but that's just the main thing I felt like should be addressed when I look at this, just right off of the bat. Because if you're going to be modeling these here already, you might as well just add the geo. Like this is pretty angular. This one's pretty angular. Okay, we got some batteries, got some tape going on here. This I don't know what this is, but that does not feel very secure. Like it would pull itself rotating. You know what I mean? Yeah, if the silhouette has no edge like that, you're golden. for sure, 100%. Some UV seams. Say what? Man, WD-40. Have you ever read the history on WD-40? Just check it out. Look up at the top of the can. Oh yeah, this seam here. There's also some faceting on here. And there's this one. But yeah, that seam, I mean, that can be a combination of things. Check your bake. If it's not in your bake, it could be a material being triplanar or non-triplanar. But let's take a gander here through this presentation. It's like I'm digging it. It's kind of interesting with just the way you're putting stuff together. Ooh, metallic too. So you put a clay in here. I would maybe remove the clay because people are going to want to see more of the other maps you're authoring, you know what I mean? And that's definitely, it's not a PPR map, right? But like you can show clay here maybe. Oh, that's interesting. Folder structure in Blender. Oh, I love this presentation. What I would do with this is I'd put it on something. I'd put it on like a concrete floor. Like you never want stuff to just be floating on darkness. Arclight, I think you're assuming that this is a clay shader. I think that's just a render or like a unlit view or detail lighting view. But yeah, I mean the materials look interesting. They look cool. Everything's kind of put together in a cool way. It's really sketchy looking. Like I would be freaking scared to use this thing. Yeah, the stripped view here, I would agree as well that I like the idea of the strips, but I would prefer that maybe the albedo, the normal, and the roughness are the maps that we really want to see. And the downside with this type of view is maybe I want to see what your roughness looks like in some areas like down here. Like what's the roughness look like down here? I can't see that because you're only showing me this upper area, you know? But yeah, it's cool with the way these are all displayed as well. But it does not hurt to add a little bit more geometry just to, because it looks quite good. It's just a matter of like getting rid of those types of details. There's a little bit of weirdness here. Like I'm not sure how that's connecting, and maybe it's just because there's a black background, but it feels like these are disconnected, right? Man, this thing's crazy. Materials look pretty nice. Ah, it's cool. Very cool. Man, ArtStation with sliders would be pretty sick. So you can just like pull like I've mentioned that on the stream for years. I think I've been talking about that since before they were bought. But cool. Thank you for taking the time and posting. Okay. Next up, we got Nick. Good old Nick. Did you ever get called Saint Nick? And if you have, I bet that's been pretty annoying. It just popped into my head many times. Oh no. Oh no. The worst month for me to drop that. Can you still add your work? Maybe. Let's see if I get to it. We've got another hour. It doesn't hurt to post, but you'll know if we're coming up on the end of time The end of time, the end of stream time. You'll know. Okay, so one thing I keep seeing is with your piece is your scene is very warm, right? So my brain keeps wondering if this material's wood or not. And I think it's because of the lines, like the concrete lines. So if you change the temperature of the lighting, or maybe like grade it to this, and then it looks like you want me to pick some stuff here. So I don't know why, but I feel like I'm just struggling constantly. Like I need a mentorship to get this done, and it's mentally messing me up. Oh my gosh. Okay. I would appreciate any guidance to try and finish this. Also, 1, 2, 3, or 4 is different options for the fans since I did not like 1. Mm-hmm. That's a massive sauna. The end of time. I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything raggedy. You like 2? Interesting. 3. Uh-huh. So for me, it depends what the space is for. What are you doing with it? So I actually like number 1. The main reason is it gives me a sense of scale a little better than the others. The others don't give me something to ground to for understanding the size of the space. Of course, a railing helps as well. Number 1, gang, let's go. Yeah, 4 if you want to stick to the concept, for sure. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this. If it was going to be 4, I would make this taller, of course, and maybe like add that fencing here and whatnot. Need the cage to help with scale. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that need to be added here for the scale to work, right? The railing helps for sure. I think you're struggling because you're trying to push. This is an assumption. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like you're trying to push your the surfaces now when like everything should get modeled out, right? You've got these lights, these ceiling lights. They're quite large in your blockout, so the space ends up feeling smaller. And you can see how much space is here. I'd be focusing on scale. Don't worry about the materials at all. Just look at scale. Getting those windows in, you can see the grading that's there and the grading in here. I would this like this space and the concept feels so large because of the scale of these elements. And everything in here, the only thing telling me is these characters. The moment those characters are gone, like I can't see the railing clear enough to know. The spacing between these and the spacing between these feels pretty good. Yeah, I would get all of your scale in. And then I would block out every single piece you're going to need. Like you've got these lights, you got some wires here. You've got this upper area, there's this ceiling divider piece thing here. You've got that, but you can see how big yours is by comparison of the size here. Don't be hesitant to scale things down. And yeah, block out all these. You don't have to do like intricate cable work or anything like that yet. But blocking out all these elements like that, this grill is here, but is it behaving like it looks like it is? See, that should probably go into darkness, and right now you see the light in there. And by that going into darkness, you probably lose the grading because the grading becomes dark. But in that case, Maybe this needs to be more metallic, maybe a little brighter in the albedo. Let's do the water shader. Oh, interesting. Okay. Is a water shader looking at real-time reflections or a cube map? It looks like it's real time. Water shader, my old dude. Water shader, everyone's nemesis. But yeah, I would be pushing on getting the scale locked in. That's the thing that's messing with you. The other thing too is this scene's very empty in the concept. So, oh, interesting. I think these are curved. You see that? Yeah, they're slightly curved to follow the shape of this. I feel like you can walk up there. Like that looks like railing. I could be wrong. But yeah, see you've got this little like cutout thing here too, and there's all this foliage coming in. You got these pipes, some vent thing here. See, there all the things are present, but they have different depths and scale. I would try and nail your scale in the block out. You also this is probably throwing you off. You have this highlight because it's a point light on the surface, whereas that's like a directional tube light, right? So you want to get that corrected, and then you'll get more of an accurate ceiling representation. Maybe get these windows blocked out and like some of them swung open. A little light under there, just an emissive strip for now if you need. And just get those rooms blocked out. Get some foliage in here. Just start like, bringing in all the details. Yeah, the FOV should match. Yeah, definitely your FOV is quite long right now. You probably just need to bring it in. Maybe try like 60 or 50. But yeah, I'm actually a big fan of this. If you want it to feel abandoned, you could use this one, but then remove a few of the blades. Maybe tell a story, like a little rope that comes out. We can vertex paint some like wetness here so you can see someone came out here and then climbed up here, and then you can see some footprints. Hell yeah. But yeah, color matching, trying to get the block out to just lock that scale in. And then you should be pretty good. Yeah, this definitely comes out further. This pipe's not here, so it's like it's over here, but it's much smaller. And then the walkway is much further in. The walkway looks quite narrow, actually. But I would imagine you're probably feeling stuck because also you can't envision maybe you can't envision where you're heading. And so like the next step you can't have the confidence in because that next step you don't know if it heads in the right direction. Just start taking the steps. Scale first, color matching, then materials, and you should be good. Dive in. Dive into the deep end. Join us. Learn to swim. No, sorry. Uh, cool. Hopefully that was helpful. Oh, hey. Maru's here. But yeah. Okay. Let's hit the next one here. Like how am I gonna do this? There's a concept as well. I'm just checking on Maru. He's just floating around here. Uh he's on your lap? No, he is not, sadly. If I do that I'll never stop streaming. And we can't have that. I need to sleep. Okay. Let's bring the concept over first. Oh man, it's a pretty sick piece. Okay, so Theo, yo, welcome Theo. Thank you for posting. Um, Today I'm sharing with you the work in progress of my water well I'm working on. It's from the concept art of Black Myth Wukong. Of course, there's a few things that aren't already sculpted, but I would like to know if I'm going in the right way. I mean, just at first glance, it looks like you are. Also, I was asking myself if it would be better to sculpt the stone pavements of the ground or to make a material done in Substance Designer could do the trick. Finally, I'd love to know if anyone or someone have a good idea of how to make a moss hay on the roof. Oh, this stuff here. Um, Sometimes I feel like I can be down in texturing, while some other times I think that a mesh could work better. Hmm. Also, I'm interested in portfolio feedbacks, if you have time, of course. Junior 3D artist, and it's hard to find a dude. It's difficult right now for sure. We'd love to know what to improve. So I'll link your portfolio in chat if anyone wants to check it out. Um, I think in the new year, dude, this is week 50 now. In the new year, we'll probably get some portfolio reviews going again. I had to like stop them just for my own free time. Um, but I would love to do some more reviews. Okay, let's see here. So right off the bat, I would say the one thing that you were talking about, like, should I make this in Designer or so you're sculpting all this stuff. I would probably I'd probably make a kit of these stones and just build it manually. Um, Unless you want to learn Designer, because like there's two things going on here, right? You're either executing and building an art piece for your portfolio, or you're learning. If you're very comfortable with Designer, add Designer in there. If it'll slow you down because you need to learn Designer now, that's a whole other project, in my opinion. And so, because you're already in the sculpting phase, I would just sculpt it up. Not like as a giant piece, maybe like, I don't know, a slice of it. And then, you know, let's say, what the heck is going on there? No? There we go. Okay. Say you build this piece here, right? And then this piece, and then maybe like a selection of like 4 to 5 rocks that you could build the center with. And then you build these pieces so that you can use them radial, like in a radial sense, and then turn them upside down to use the underside so that you get variety. That's probably how I build this, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And if it starts to look a little bit repetitive, maybe you can bring it into Unreal and get like a tileable sand material and just like paint it uh, so that it lifts up over the rocks every once in a while, the stones, so it breaks up the surface. So it's not just stone, because it looks like you're gonna need little grass bits as well. Yeah, and like small little like pebbly rock pieces. You're gonna need those, and yeah. So the other thing you mentioned is this material up here. Um, I wouldn't worry about that material up there. That's a complex look that you're gonna have to hit. You can either do that with moss, which you're like maybe mask painting in or something, or you can try and build this like really thick, like gunky looking stuff. I would probably approach that with a tileable and then maybe some like alpha cards to like kind of break up the edge. But I would just ignore that detail. You don't need to be precise with that. I would probably just do some moss like this. Maybe model some sticks and twigs and stuff and just place them in here so it looks like it's It's got stuff built up on it. But yeah. When we look at the model here, it's looking pretty cool. Don't be scared to add more geometry to really get the sculpting in. And just really pay attention to, let's see here. Really pay attention to like how soft things get, right? Like right now, all right. Right now, this shape here is quite soft, for example. So it's becoming a lot more clay-like. Yeah, arc light, that's a great idea. Okay, just to jump back up here real quick. Where are we at here? So you could do twigs, sticks that are actually modeled. And then you could do little leaves and stuff. You could make like a bunch of little leaves that you can manually place. And that should be enough detail to really get that in there. That should get you all the details you're looking for, I think. But yeah, back to this. This feels really soft. These details, they are feeling quite soft. I mean, these are a little low res for an image as well. So there's some things to think about there. These ropes, I wouldn't sculpt those. I'd probably make a tileable rope material that you can use over and over again and UV these to like splines. Get that all set up, and then if you really need the detail, you can do a displacement from a height map with like turning these into nanite. Yeah. It's looking pretty good though. It's just you don't want to have to like bake out and sculpt every single thing in here. Like these should probably be textured individually. Like maybe make like 2 of them. Maybe you don't even need to. You just like some value shifting using like a node, what is it, speed tree random color node. And you give you a slightly offset color of what you originally give it. That would go a long way. Yeah, is this going to have a low poly? I assume so, but I don't know. I don't know what the planned end result is for this. Because like this piece here, you should probably only have to build that once and then use it again over here. This beam that goes across here, if you're sculpting it, I would sculpt a dent in this so it looks like it goes into something, even if it doesn't actually have a hole all the way through. These I don't think penetrate this surface, but I could be wrong. In here, it feels strange. Even more about optimization. Yeah, so I would only build one of these. I would build this once and maybe flip it around and place it here. And then this rope setup, you could create 2 of these if you really want to, if it's noticeable that they're the same. Then you would build 2, right? And then you're just going to dupe it on the other side. So it's debatable how much sculpting needs to be done. It's mainly this roof piece, this piece here, and these beams, and then the well itself. And then there's maybe like a kit of like wood pieces that you would sculpt, and then you can just tie them together with rope. That's a spline. In like Blender or something. You'll have a much easier time, I think, as well. And that'll give you time to build this base here. But yeah. You have some pretty good references to go off of here. Man, this is sick. This is interesting too. These all look like they're much more together. I would think about it as more of a facade instead of like separated like this. Like push them together so that they meet. So it's kind of like a single volume of carving that creates that look. You know? It's cool though. All right. I hope that was helpful because I'm deleting this. No, the VOD will be on Twitch for, I don't know, 30 days or 60 days or something like that. Darkling, hello there. I've been working on this environment for a little bit and would hang on here. Let me a little bit and would love to get some feedback on this. It's supposed to be underwater. That's a cool idea. I love the frame. This format's cool. Ah. Oh, awesome. Okay, so the shape language of the elements around definitely give me the underwater vibe. I think where it's breaking down right now is we don't have any bubbles or like schools of fish that just really sell it for you. You know what I mean? Like you need these elements to really tell you. Also, don't hesitate to add some light. It looks like the sun's quite close. Like we're pretty close to the surface of the water here. If we're not, I would definitely tone that down a bit more. Because like you should probably get some light rays here, some caustics going on even on this underside. I don't know. Like, caustics can happen underwater still, right? Yeah, getting some rays in here. Hmm. Man, this is cool. Like, where does he? Oh, he's sleeping. Like, where did he go? Yeah, and then you need those little bubbles, the little freaking. Where are we at here? Let's get some. The little. No, this isn't working at all. Little bubble trails coming out, and then you need to have some. Are those fish? What's back there? You need some fishies. We need some good old fishies, like little schools of them. Yeah, the fog I would start sooner as well. Really make it feel a bit murky, you know. Um, this is cool. But yeah, these like bubbles and stuff will help a lot. Is the fog too dense? I don't think so. I think the fog could actually start sooner, so you bring it forward a bit more. You want to be able to have that visibility, I would say, but have the fog start to consume the building too. Have the fog touch the building. You want to go the extra crazy mile? You could, how you would. This sounds crazy. So let's say this is your. Oh man, come on. Let's say this is the ground side view, and you would place little rocks and stuff. Imagine in the top view, those rock shapes look rounded or even like kind of wobbly. And if you take that type of shape language and you give it like a path, like a direction, you can do, this type of shapes. Okay? Really small ones too. Now, put a really reflective material on it. Like almost like a bright aluminum, almost full reflective surface. Now, instead of putting it on the ground, turn it upside down and put it on the ceiling here. So it looks like there's bubbles that have hit the ceiling and are traveling across the rock. Because like these bubbles are going to come up. They're going to click these little areas here and then just like make their way out slowly. Barnacles would be a nice addition. Barnacles would be really cool. There's definitely some like barnacle elements you could add here. The other thing too is with the where your foliage is all placed, try and like clear it out a little bit here so that you can really appreciate the building, and if you want foliage on it, to have it actually growing on the building, right? Like you have on the rooftop here. You just kind of get it around this and really let the sand like consume it. Like let the sand kind of eat up the stairs and just kind of like the sand's blown around. Maybe it's kind of even gone up here and then come back down. So it's just really overgrown, forgotten, underwater, and lots of fish. Just and when I say lots of fish, you just have a cluster of a school back here, maybe some here going this way, a little group here. They can even be in shadow. They don't need to be that crazy. A group there, maybe some fish here that are just like the silhouettes of them. You need that movement, you know what I mean? Even if it's a still shot. That'll do a lot. And I think you only need one angle. I think this angle is really cool. Oh my god, crab. Yeah, dude, crab. Crab battle. Do it. Cool. Yeah, I haven't thought about underwater scenes for a while. So this is it's been a pleasure, this one. Is that depth fog or precipitation fog? I don't know. But getting that a slightly cloudiness would be good. If you can do shadow casting fog as well, right? So that you get not only the God rays, but you also get the shadow rays. Then the fish become even more interesting. They do these really cool shadows. Anywho, I digress. I would only focus on this one shot, and I would probably, oh man, I have all these like, there we go. I would maybe not have it so wide. It's pretty cool, but it requires you to do a lot of building. You can keep going, but I was just gonna say like maybe what we want is to make an interesting framing of the building. Okay, leave it. I think it'll be okay. The thing that's kind of triggering me a little bit is how centered it is, but it's pretty weighted over here, and there's some interesting stuff going on. So it's just a matter of like building your frame. You want this effect. You want everything making you look here. And the light that you have going on here is doing this upper bit, even though it's outside of frame, which is kind of crazy. Cool. I hope that was useful. Man, you guys are posting like beasts. I don't think I'm gonna get to all of you, but let's keep going. It's like most impressive. Okay, this one here. This one's from Gonzalo. Dude, this is pretty impressive actually. Modeling wise, it just looks like you're having a blast modeling. Okay. Work in progress. Soviet Geiger counter. I'm currently working on the first image is from the high poly. Currently, I'm working on the low poly. Already finished the first pass on a retopo and reducing geometry. I'm packing the UVs. After that, I'm going to bake it and reduce some more geometry that I left behind. Wanted to ask some feedback because even if it's for a portfolio, I'm a bit worried about the high poly count because of having a lot of different pieces of exaggerating some details for silhouette. What's up, dude? Your first chat is pure fire. You take it back. You don't want a review? What? What's your name on here? uh, okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander. Oh, I see what you're doing. So your low poly is quite detailed because you're trying to support the silhouettes because you want to retain this like this shape language. Yeah, this kind of ribbing. That's a tough one. This must be the high poly. I see how you're doing it, and then you're subdividing it, and then this giving you this kind of man. This looks cool. I'm curious about your low poly, but your high poly looks pretty nice. I would say maybe some of the elements, like the leather pieces, are maybe just a tad too thin. High poly is sculpted. This is the low poly. I Let me think here. Okay, so from this distance, I don't actually see the wobble of that edge there. I don't think you need that. I think you can get away with like even less than this, but rounding it will get you that information. You want to pay for that geo on things like this, the rounder elements, all these like smaller details that you need to make sure you support. Yeah, what's the poly count of your low poly? Because like you've got a bunch of like Ngon type things going on here. You don't need any of this geo. Like this can all go away. 45K. Okay. So if it was first person and you were holding it, I think 45K for a AAA game could be fine. I think don't we have a poly count? Empire Command. We have a poly count chart. There's no like safe, like true, like this is the number, but there's some numbers that'll at least make you feel a bit more confident so that you'll just keep going forward. But there's a lot of ways to geometry that you don't necessarily need, like this stuff here. Let me find it here. Polygon budget. Okay, I'm gonna link this in chat here. 99% of tech artists' answers are it depends. Dude, straight up, man. And the more experience you get, the more you'll realize it depends is the answer. Yeah, removing 1K tries right there. Yeah, do it. You don't need all this detail up here either. You don't need these. Those can be baked in. This can be baked as a model. So that one's fine. Like you don't need all of that detail. That wobbliness will show up in the bake. It's the silhouette ones I can understand why you're trying to retain them. You can keep those as modeled. But yeah, there's a lot of geo you're just not gonna need. Like there's an extra loop here that might maybe not. There is some extra loops that you're adding here for like support. Those ones make sense to me. Yeah, just worry about larger scale wobbles. Like all this stuff can maybe be reduced to like 4 or 5 polygons. And then you keep these. Like you don't need all of this in here either. But the sculpt is pretty sick. Did you do this sculpt in Blender? Or is this ZBrush? Yeah, all this detail, this will show up great in a bake. I would say maybe thickening the leather, just a hair would be nice. It's fully Blender. Dude, hell yes. The commitment. I love it. You were lazy to move to ZBrush? I mean, the recent sculpting tools and stuff did a lot. But yeah. I don't have too much else to say on this. I would just say you probably could bring this down to 30K and that would be enough. But like if you're like stressing to get it down to 30K, don't worry too much about it. Yeah, see all these little, like a lot of these like micro details, I can't even read them in the picture. Those probably can just be baked information. Let me see if I can see them. Yeah, this is like all this thing here, this would be one piece, and then this disc would be one piece with these baked in. There's a lot of detail in here though, for sure. All you want to do is make sure that the silhouette doesn't look low poly. As in like jaggedy, like faceted. This one, I don't think anyone will notice. It'll also, the light will hit it in a way that it'll wrap really nicely. Oh, so you're going to bake and continue to delete. Interesting. So you're like finished by 1,000 cuts. I like it. But really cool model. I would love to see this when you bake it out. Feel free to post it in the Weibo chat and just like at me on it because I want to see what it looks like with the AO and all that stuff. This is sculpted, but like this is the low poly. Definitely lower, and you'll be good. Some days ago it was 55K. Okay, dude, you beast. Wild. Looks cool though. I mean the high poly looks amazing. Oh yeah, so I'll bring this over really fast just so you guys can see. So this is the Polygon budget page I was talking about. Kind of gives you a rough idea. So we got like props from scale. And yeah, vegetation, characters, hard surface, buildings. Hard surface has vehicles as well, so yeah, cool. Okay, let's keep going here. There's a fair share of stuff to look at. Okay, up next is this one. Thanks for the resubs and all that. I don't usually call them out all that much, so really appreciate it. If you like the stream videos, I've got a Patreon so that you can have access to the VODs. I think the minimum's $1. And $5 will get you a portfolio review privately sent to you instead of like on the stream. Those are still actually going. So if you want one of those, just poke there. Cool. These Discord critiques though, these will just go up on YouTube at some point. Flo, what's up? So Flo's chilling here. Hey man, I'm doing a new project. Two seasoned level designer with 2 seasoned level designers. We're participating in Counter-Strike 2 mapping contest. That's the current progress of our map entry. The theme is a stylized mini golf course. That's awesome. Means everything is sort of fake. What do you think with the main stone bricks material so far? I would love to get some feedback on the composition and overall lighting. Do you think it's too crowded composition-wise? I'm also not 100% sure about the lighting, but I can't really put my finger on it. Look at that guy. It does feel like a theme park, so that's good. So from this view, this feels pretty good. This material feels fine as well. I mean, the thing is it's Counter-Strike, right? So the importance is, can I see the character no matter what? And like line of sight, right? So you're like coming around this corner, everyone's gonna be looking at this door, this archway. Man, this is wild. I think it's okay. This this area is a little contentious from even a level design standpoint. Like imagine you're coming up these and you have to take a hard 90-degree turn to go up these stairs. Like it feels like there needs to be a little bit more space before these stairs happen. You know what I mean? But I like it. I mean, I don't know how detailed you can go on a Counter-Strike map, but like generally speaking, like this area here feels pretty good. And then it's just really about like showing the pathways and feeling easy to read. These feel all right. Maybe some of these stones are sticking out a little too far, or there's too many of them. They're also offset every once in a while, so it gets a little weird. This looks cool. Hmm. I'm kind of curious if other Counter Strike maps. What's the what's the most recent Counter Strike's name? Is it just literally Counter Strike 2? Wow. I mean, if it ain't broke. Um, what is this? I'm just trying to look at an image. Please. Okay, I'm not getting any luck right now because the internet is not friendly. Um, but I'm just trying to look at like other Counter Strike maps just to get a sense of the feeling of the surfaces. So this rock to the side feels really low poly or like low res. I would say scaling down or tiling up the textures and not trying to go for a unique bake. Have a tileable rock material and then model to that tileable surface and place those to build out your look. The railing here looks cool. Water, of course, get some of that Counter Strike water. Looks cool. Um, this is a cool material. I think you're pretty good. I would be careful with these like lines here. If there's anything you can do about those, maybe placing a few more of these plants just to like blend everything together because you're getting these. You don't want that to happen. You got to hide that somehow. Maybe using some of this ivy. Just have it climb up that piece there. Perfect way to hide it. CS:GO stock asset? Really? Oh man, is it scaled up? It looks a bit scaled up. Why is everything covered in large glitter? Are you talking about this like these little dots? I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's a screenshot artifact from the way they're lighting or like images rendered. But yeah, I don't have much else to say on it. I'm also not seeing the full layout, so I don't know. Maybe see if you can color match these to the stone a little bit more, just so everything kind of melts together. Some mushy textures. I mean, it's been a while, man. Right? But yeah, I don't have too much else to comment on. Just see if you can get some more fidelity where things meet because you get a lot of laser lines really quickly. But again, I don't know if that's like too crazy for Counter Strike. Okay, I'm gonna jump to this next one here. This one's Stefan. Stefan is works for Handy Games. It was just a small project to practice texturing and presentation. Maybe you have some feedback for those two things. Is there anything missing? It would be cool to show in the post. I mean, that looks pretty cool. Oh, that stone looks awesome. Maybe the blade material feels a bit strange. I mean, I've never made anything like this, so you're already doing some cool stuff here. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, I think the main thing is the blade. Just trying to get that to feel really polished. You don't really show the blade very closely anywhere except for here. It's funny, if you removed this photo and just focused on this, I wouldn't question the blade because I'm not seeing it enough to comment on it. It's because it's path tracing. Oh, that makes perfect sense, Flo. But yeah, it kind of feels like the blade itself. It needs a texture to it that feels a little bit more like this looks like brushed metal, whereas I think you want it to be like a sharpened blade feel, right? Looks cool though. Poly count might be a little high up here. In this presentation, looks cool. I just don't see everything. I guess maybe you see everything. It's like you can make a general assumption. I would love to see what your UVs look like. That would be a nice image to see. Needs a bit more shine. Oh, interesting. Yeah, like maybe it's just not polished enough. Like it's just a little too diffused in the roughness. I mean, that's pretty dark in the roughness there. Let me see if I can. Yeah, in here. Maybe even a little bit darker then. Or maybe some areas where you smooth out like the normal information. So it's just like a smoother surface. Feels really muted overall. It could be the color of the metal as well. The sculpts look good. Bake looks pretty good. But yeah, I think it does come down to the material being pushed a bit more. The thumbnail is really strong. Like if we go here, look at that. It's pretty sick. I'd click that. Oh yeah, I can. Oh, I can't. There's no link for it. I will copy a link to the post and put it in chat here. There's the Discord link if you want to look at Flo's post. Costa, let's check out your stuff here. Give me a second here. Bring this over here. Is it laser? Costa laser? Oop, there we go. Oh my god. Come on, bro. Amateur pure ref user over here. Okay, so looks pretty cool. It's a simple asset. The crack that is here feels a bit stylized, right? So the thing I wanted to mention, I think, is actually your albedo. Oh, dude, you put your name in it. That's cool. So the albedo is just very, very saturated. Like all the marker and stuff that's here, that's just overly saturated to be in PBR range. Definitely a more stylized look. It looks like you're using Substance Painter and maybe some like filters to get you a a more stylized edge wear, and then it looks like you're doing some manual painting as well. Overall, I mean, overall it feels pretty cool. I would accept it in the design and the stylistic choices you're making. I would accept this. It's just the saturation of the writing on here. I would change the saturation. I would bring it down, maybe 20%. And then from there, at least the red, maybe the other stuff might be okay. Let me see here. Yeah, everything's pretty saturated. Just bring it down, maybe like the red needs to go down maybe 20% and the rest maybe 10%. And then when you look at the roughness, I like that you're pushing the stuff that's painted on as a different roughness value. Don't hesitate to change the roughness difference per like color that's used. It hurts your sensitive eyes. You should tell your eyes to toughen up. Yeah, so I think it's just PBR adjustments. It's cool though. It's an interesting surface. And stylistically, I mean, it looks fine. It's just the color of that paint. Dude, from back here, it looks pretty cool. Also, your albedo, in this view, your albedo is very dark. You probably want to bring it up on this bottom area in value. This upper area feels fine. It kind of almost feels like there's a gradient going on. So it's a little darker, more contrasty at the base. And you just want to bring that. Grow up, eyes. Arclight, man, you got to be a little, less spicy. Let's see here. But yeah, cool. So you're slowly trying to get back into 3D for a long time, wanted to try and do something stylized, got a bit inspired by Arcane. Dude, cool. I need to finish that. Mostly looking for feedback on material, testing stylized work at a first time. Empire legal disclosure: we do not offer medical advice or counsel, and you are not liable and are not liable for injuries. Nobody should take me seriously while you're in a relatively serious stream though, Arclight. Just so you know. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Sunyan, hi, would love some feedback on my project and if it's possible for another project as well. And if I should remove or edit or just add more projects like them to expand my portfolio. I think I can only look at one given the time we have left. I'm going to close it here. Closing here. I'll hit everyone and then I will go. I think we can do it. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Holy cow, I need to close all these tabs. Okay, I'm going to open all these up. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Cool. Oh, man, we get a really cool one at the end here. Okay, this one. So this one's from Gil or Sunyan. Would love some feedback on this project. Let's take a gander. Oh, okay. Do you see what's making this feel underwater? The fog's pretty close. There's bubbles, moving fish. Those fish are a little wild. Maybe a little piranha ravenous-like. So whenever you do these like video cuts, where is it at here? So you can see how it starts slow and then speeds up. Try and make it go linear so that it's just moving at the same speed all the time. It doesn't like speed up to meet it. And always cut shots before it stops to another shot. So you never start, stop, start, stop. You don't want to avoid that kind of movement in your camera work. So you can see how it paused there for a while. And it looks somewhere else. You try and do one motion at a time. per shot. Like watch how they do other trailers for like movies and stuff. That'll tell you a lot about like how to use your framing and whatnot. Oh man, this is cool. It's a cool scene. Nice arc light. So compositionally, there's a lot going on, and you're anchoring on the ship. Um, I think this is a good portfolio piece, and it's more about like building a better composition going forward. Because you want to have like a centerpiece, and an environment doesn't need to be huge for you to have like this right here. This is still a strong piece. If you only showed like this little spot from a few different angles, that'd be enough. Uh, yeah, I don't even think this shot's needed. See, this is pretty cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Some nice caustics on the ground too. So with these tile placements, instead of having them all kind of, it looks like they're modeled together. I would try and place them and offset them, and then dynamesh them together to bake down. Textures and substance painter, interesting. Okay, because like structurally, it's safer if the tiles are or the bricks are offset. Right, you're gonna get a much stronger setup. So this is more of like tiles, which is probably not what you're looking for. Oh, this is cool. This is a nice like asset zoo or gym. Oh wow, your boat is entirely modular. What? So this might be a bit too extreme for like putting stuff together. The plus side is you can place these little pieces around as well to like sell the story of like all the little pieces of the boat. And it looks like you've done a little bit of that. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, you don't need to break it down that much. Um, yeah. I think the other thing I would do is the floor. Last thing I'll mention, the floor material. You can probably break up the surface with some options, like maybe one without any like sand dollars and starfish in it, just so you can break up the variety and all that stuff. Yeah, with this wall piece, like this should probably be, I don't know, maximum like for what you're trying to sell. Where's it at in this scene? It's just these. It's each one of these. Um, this should probably be, I don't know, 20,000, maybe less, 10,000, 15,000. But yeah, a lot of this can be baked down, and then it would be even way lower, like 10,000. Yeah, look at how you're using the stones. That was the biggest takeaway I wanted to get from that is they don't have to be one mesh and then you solve that. You could place them and build the whole thing. Not me thinking like 500. What's up, Jaylee? Okay, let's hop to this one. This one is Blender Wizard. Welcome. A lighting and composition critique would be great if you have time. Thanks. Did I open the other? I did, dude. Whoa, dude. Oh my god, that's horrifying. Is that one in the tree? Bro. So I love this like edge highlight here. It's a bit strong, but I think it's cool. And I love the storytelling that's going on here. The ground, we could probably work on making it feel like there's some more like paths or like a main road and like these little walkways to the houses. to sell this light on the edge, maybe have this door like blasted open, like this werewolf shot into this house, got this person, and then shot right back out, you know, like basically scattered the wood bits of the doorway, and then the lighting in that room could be lighting this character, or just light this building on fire. You know, you need something to help describe this. It can't just be this. I would say that these lights are probably a little too strong. Could use some more cool tones. I don't know. I think it has a mood to it. And I mean, cool tones, like you're getting the cool tones here, but I think in this shot there's much more like mood going on. The tones are telling me to light a building on fire, I guess is what I'm what I'm feeling. If you did make it cooler, then we don't need to light a building on fire. Yeah, the lanterns are way too bright for sure. This is cool as well. That moon is super bright. You probably want to get some nice highlights on the rock and some nice highlights on the werewolf. Moon stretched. It does feel a little skewed. I think it's perspective because the moon's not very far away. So you just need to like tilt it to be more towards the camera. This is my favorite though, dude. Like this is cool. Really cool. The ground just needs a little bit of logic. Maybe some other props like some wagons and barrels and stuff and just the things that would be around these houses just to make it feel a little bit more alive or like lived in. Right now, these houses are just, they feel a little randomly placed. Compositionally, I like where they're placed, but you're missing all of the like sinuous like logic around the buildings that connect them all together to build like a place where people live their lives, you know? But yeah, really cool. This one's terrifying. I would make this feel a little bit more outskirty and a little bit more bush heavy, so that it really feels like they're just like on the edge where the forest starts. It's pretty cool. I would look at references for the edge of a forest tree line, just to see how quickly it becomes dense. Didn't thinking like a horror movie director, dude. You got to freak people out, man. If you're going for this, it's got to be terrifying. Yeah, there's one here in the tree, dude. He's smiling. I can feel it. Oh, it's really cool. Nice. All right, we got two more. He wants to eat you. Yeah, he's smiling. I'm meaty, bit fatty too. Developer meat. I heard is pretty tasty. All right, this looks sick, man. This is Eric Rogers. Hey Dan, looking for some feedback on this. I'm on my phone, so I can't watch. Um, okay. But I'll rewatch the VOD later. Would love some input on the lighting on the right. Does it detract too much from over here? No, not at all. I don't think that detracts at all. It has like a good, soft, natural tone to it. Man, the lighting's quite natural. It's kind of crazy. Uh, does it detract too much from the main entrance? Any other general thoughts, ideas, or suggestions? I think the thing that stuck out to me immediately is the floor here. I think if it was maybe not as shiny, I like the shine, maybe just a little softer so it feels more natural or kind of lines up with everything else that's around. But it feels pretty good. Um, you probably need to get some modeling on the edges here so it's not so low poly. I'm curious how you're blending these. It looks like you're just going for it. They're meeting up and it just melts in. This must be displaced. So that's cool. This does look like the place where the dragons are kept. Yes. Here's the reference. Wow, that ceiling is wild. Oh, see the darkening at the base here. Uh oh, spoilers. Oh my god. Hang on here. So we need the darkening at the base. The room maybe feels a bit tall. Are you guys seeing that? Hang on here. I would maybe try and lower everything a little bit. Or maybe it's just a camera being so low to the ground. You think it's the camera, Cog? Could very well be. Looks really cool though. The thing that just sticks out to me is the floor, and I like your ceiling. Such an interesting surface. This though, I feel there might be a gap. Might be a gap there. The height of the doorway seems right. Yeah, it does. This height here, yeah. Freaking Hawkeye Den, let's go. But yeah, any ideas or suggestions? Still very whip, but the textures are good. Representation of how they'll eventually look minus the grunge. Yeah, so the grunge pass is going to help a lot. And I think getting that floor, the grunge pass is going to be. It's going to do a ton. And the pillars just need a little bit more geometry, a little bit more organic feeling, even though they're structured. And then that grunge pass you're talking about is going to do wonders with roughness. Exposed all the way to the door. Well, at least here. I think it stops here. Really cool though. Yeah, okay. Last one. Last one. Discard. Okay, last one is there we go. Oh, dude, is that a Wayland Yutani Corporation logo? I think it is. So this is Jake. Jake, hey Dynasty. I've been chipping away. Ooh, Viper. I'll get to your question here after I read this. Hey, dinner. Blah, 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 blah. I've been chipping away at this for a little bit. Love to hear some of your specific thoughts on it. First time doing sci-fi since being in school 6-ish years ago. So winging a lot of things here. It's pretty good for winging things, man. I feel like you're looking at a lot of references is what's going on. The last image is something I'm experimenting with, so to block in and see if it can work. I've been debating if I should hang it from those orange things or make it feel like they're a larger purpose. Okay, we gotta look at that. But let me answer your question, Viper. Any tips on networking as a 3D environment artist in New York City? Don't think about it as just New York City. Network online with online communities. Be yourself. Don't network to network. Connect with people and post your work. Feedback on people's stuff. You'll get recognized by people just by being active and friendly. And you'll be remembered when someone's like, hey, we have an opening here. Oh, I remember blah, blah, blah. He's like Viper's, like his work's really good. He fits this role pretty well. He's in the area, bam. That's your networking working for you. And that's just by being part of a community, chatting, being friendly, constructive, supporting an artist and an artist supporting you. That's networking. You don't need to be like shaking hands with people and being like, "Oh yeah, no, it's nice to meet you. What's your LinkedIn?" That'll all come naturally. Don't have to worry about it. Just and don't limit yourself, like I was saying, to the place you're in. Um, yeah. The silly guy in chat. No, ArcLight. Your username threw me off the first time I saw it. I'll let you figure out why it threw me off. Um, cool. So look at these. These are pretty. These are pretty sick, man. I've actually been following along pretty closely off stream on this scene. The structural elements are much stronger now. There's still some areas where it gets a bit thin, and some like greebly details that kind of feel placed for no reason. Um, you have some elevated walkways. I kind of liked it flatter, but that's just me. The railing needs to be like once you do these elevated walkways, now you have to solve visually how that works and how it's put together. Yeah, these look pretty low res right now, but I think you're just kind of hammering through some stuff. Um, this is the flat one, right? You can see the so that's kind of cool. The cabling, I would probably try and push it closer to the sides instead of being haphazard like right down the hallway. OSHA would like a word. Okay, and there's a video too. Let's go. Um, man, that's buttery. I like the door in the back. Whoa, I saw some poppage. Did you see that? Am I going crazy? I'm not sure why there's popping, but yeah, it looks like the resolution of textures drops dramatically for a second. Yeah, like the normals. Interesting. Dude, generally though, I'm really liking the vibe. Like everything is put together in such a nice way. But the elevated, it keeps recalculating texture pools. It's kind of what it looks like. So then it's like, dump it all, start over. Um, I like the version without the walkway. If you need some depth, I would go the other way. I would open up some details under here so you can see some pipes and underlighting. Get some steam and smoke coming out of the ground. You know, Wayland would be happy. But I think you're getting close, man, already. Yeah, show the details under. I think that would be a vent steam. It'd be cool. The cables remind me of the vines in your temple scene. I would try and like give them a little bit more gravity and weight to them. They're running wild. Hmm. This feels weird, a bit disconnected here. Otherwise, maybe like these large arch threshold areas, like the floor here. I would maybe either put some text here that tells you where you're heading, or like it's like a checkpoint for understanding where you're at in the ship or base. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is really cool. Really, really cool. Oh, he's been in Substance Painter for 8 hours and 40 minutes. Dude, what? What? um, someone's addicted, or they tabbed out and forgot. You have 5,000 hours on Substance Painter? No way. We salute you, sir. Okay, I need to get out of here, guys. This scene's sick, man. Get everything connected. Get some depth below the floor. Get some steam. It'd be spicy. Man, we're getting to the point too where I'm getting ready to go on vacation. This whole wintry vacation time. So I'll make sure to announce it in stream so you guys know when I'm out. But man, you guys are posting some sick stuff. Really cool stuff. New people too. Welcome. Really cool to see your stuff. Thanks for sticking your neck out there. It's always a little scary. But yeah, thank you for coming to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. And all the support, of course. And yeah, I guess maybe I can grab Madu and you can see Madu, and then I'll jump out of here. Are you going to be Dynasty the Snow Bunny? No. Where are you at, Madu? I don't want to roll over you. Come here, buddy. You're just sleeping down there. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Who's that over there? Hang on. You look so unamused. You're so shiny, dude. Why are you so shiny? Whoa. Whoa. Ugh. Heavy sausage. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, he's sleepy. I woke him up. All right, see you guys later. Have a good evening. Enjoy your Friday tomorrow. Later.